cause.
Good afternoon, Gfuel.
Hi, I may record this call. Hi, I recently
Hi.
purchased Gfuel. It's really good.
Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I am, but I am a little concerned because I recently found out it contains lead, and it's really scary because lead can damage your brain.
Let me just back up for 1 second and explain that what you're talking about is called a Proposition 65 labeling law. Basically, the state of, I don't know what state you live in, but the state of California requires this labeling law. California is just much more stringent than the FDA, and it requires this warning for any product that has an exposure of 0.5 micrograms of lead. Because all of our ingredients are naturally occurring, which means they grow out of the ground, anything that grows out of the ground may contain traces of lead. So if you were in the state of California and you went to the supermarket and bought an apple, that label would be on it. And because we sell to consumers in California, we have to have that label on it. If you want to get any more information, I suggest just looking up Prop 65, and there's a ton of information on it. But we certainly don't put lead in our product.
Right, and I don't think you put lead in them, but like you explained, you know, it's naturally occurring through the ingredients. They're soaking up the lead through the roots of the plants. You're putting in natural plants, and those have lead, and that's concerning when consumed on a daily basis. So if I'm going to drink...
Well, just to give you an idea, the FDA, they limit the amount of lead per day at 75 micrograms. The state of California wants everything that contains 0.5 micrograms of lead to have that label. I'm not saying that we have that amount of micrograms, but because we sell it in the state of California, we have to have that label to be in legal statute.
Okay. So
again, you know, like when I say everything, anything that comes from the ground has to have this warning label on it in the state of California. So if you eat fruits or vegetables, or if you drink water, or, you know, anything, Starbucks has to have that warning label on it.
Okay, and then I just had one last question.
Mm-hmm.
That rating you gave me for how many micrograms, or the exact measurement you told me, when I consume it, is that how much I'm consuming for every serving?
Well, we don't even... The Gfuel contains such trace amounts, it's like not even measurable. So I can't even give you a number.
So why were you guys forced to pay over $100,000 in increments of over $20,000 per payment to the state of California if it's safe?
Well, what you're reading online is actually falsified information. I mean, if you want to get into the legality of everything, you can certainly get in touch with our legal department, and they'll be able to answer any questions that you have.
Okay, so just to confirm, you guys were not forced to pay a fine?
I personally do not know any of that information, but like I said...
You said it was false information, so you must know.
Well, no, I don't.
So you lied when you said it was false information?
Well, I think what you're reading online, you have to be very careful what you're reading.
So it could be
true. Just like with everything else. But if you want those, if you have specific questions, you can email our legal team, Or if you'd like to hold on, I can see if one of our attorneys are available.
Okay, one last question.
Would you like me to transfer you to our legal department?
No, I like talking with you. So it does have lead in it for sure?
What was that?
So the product does have a very small amount of lead in it for sure. Is that correct?
Again, I don't know the answer to that. That's why I feel better referring you to our legal department.
I mean, it must if you lost the lawsuit.
Sir, I don't know if it's your phone, but can you just repeat yourself? You said something about a lawsuit?
Yes. It must contain a certain amount of lead if you were forced to pay a fine or the lawsuit. So I guess I got enough content. I just want to remind you this call is recorded for quality improvement, and you have a great day. These chips are delightful.